This is the Just Live podcast with Dan and Suzie Potter, episode 80.
Have you had a heart checkup?
We're going to explore how you can check in with each other, the condition of your heart.
We begin in 22 seconds.
Live life, see the good days in it, just live. Live life, see the good days, follow your potential. And live life, see the good days in it, thrive.
Your life is a remarkable story, an adventure that only you can create.
We exist to motivate and equip you to live fully alive.
Welcome to episode number 80. This is a part
80.
2
80.
of our series of the 5-star couples review, something that you can do every week to check in how you're doing. And this episode features the heart.
My name is Dan.
And I'm Suzie. Together we are Doozy.
And have you ever thought about your emotions? Now, I know sometimes one of you in the couple are thinking about emotions more than the other one, at least in our case. Emotional checkup is really good. We simply call it the heart. How do we actually check up how we're doing with the heart? Within our 5-star couple review, there is a way to say, here are our values when it comes to the heart, and are we doing well or are we not doing well?
So if you're personalizing this concept, what you want to do is think about your heart. This would be your emotions, your soul, your inner being. We're going to combine them all together. We're talking about your heart, that inner space that's really unique to you, that needs care, that needs support. And essentially what you're going to do as a couple is you're going to find 5 values that represent that you're doing well. And then you get to check in every week and you get a star if you are living those values or not.
Get a star.
So what we're going to do is roll out an example of our 5 values at the moment that we have that are part of our 5-star review in the area of the heart.
Last week we talked about the spirit. This week the heart. Next we're going to the mind. We're going on to the body. And then we're going on to your people connection that you as a couple can have this 5-star review.
So let's just talk for a moment about your heart. As I said, it's your inner being. It's not a physical space, like Dan said, heart checkup. We can go to the doctor. I was a coronary intensive care nurse specialist for a lot of years. I love everything about the heart and the blood vessels, but we're not talking about that physical space that we own. We're talking about in this heart, it would be a combination of your emotions, your feelings, your soul. This is a space that connects the spirit and the body, and it's kind of the feeling center. We just recently watched Inside Out 2, the movie, that talks a lot about these emotions that are going on inside out. 1 had Riley's basic emotions, and then Inside Out 2 had the complexity of teenage years and anxiety as the featured feeling. And I think all of the feelings are really important, and it's good to know what you're feeling and the condition of your soul, that inner space.
I have just to say, recently Susie's helped me realize that I am not in touch with my emotions. I am not in touch with how I actually feel. And so this opportunity
not
to go
only
through,
are you not quite in touch, you didn't even know what your feelings were.
I thought there was just 4. So
we were just exploring it
so
and
much
helping
more.
you learn how that is for yourself. So this is a very new and learned space. So let's just say Dan's the expert because
I'm
he's
learning.
in the middle of exploring how important this space is. And it's not always so great to know how you're feeling because then you feel it.
So our first star value that we evaluate each week is the soul. Is it well with my soul? The soul is that part that connects us.
Is it well with my soul? It makes me think of that song.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at our physical being and our spiritual being, which we both are. Yes, it is well with our soul. Because in the middle, there's that connection point, that mediator. And every week, we need to stop and say, this week, our life, no matter what happened, was it well with our soul? And it's simply a yes, it was, or no, it really wasn't. We get a star or we don't get a star.
Yeah, and we're designing this to be for couples, for this to be a check-in every single week. If you are listening as a single person, or if you're trying to put it together for yourself, it would just be for you uniquely as an individual. But we're doing it as a couple, and we've identified these 5 values. So how
But
is
everyone would identify their own 5 values, not necessarily ours.
Yeah, feel free to take any of ours, but we check in with Dan. How's his soul? How's my soul? Have we had care for our soul in whatever condition it was? And if yes, then we would get a star in that area.
What's another area?
Okay, second area for us is aware. So as we're talking about, this is really important. I feel the feelings. Am I aware of the feelings? Am I aware of how I am doing in my soul? So we
She gets a star every single day because she is always aware.
Thank you.
I'm the one with a little more of the problem here.
Yeah, so for us, when we're saying aware, are those feelings identified, and have we shared the weight of them? So if they're really good feelings, if it's excitement and joy and contentment, then we're celebrating it. If it's been sadness or some of those low, anger, disappointment, some of those other ones, we care for each other's hearts in those space. And if we have gone to the place where we are aware of the feelings and we're sharing them and caring for them, then we get a star.
Now, I am a person that, again, I only thought I had 4 emotions. We have this emotions wheel that actually has probably hundreds of emotions. And sometimes Suzie just sits down and says, so really, where are you at? And I go, well, sad. Well, actually not sad. Rejected. Well,
Takes it deeper,
not
deeper.
needed. So that's a really important. And if in the week we have been able to say, yeah, we've been in touch with that, we've been aware of that, then we get a star.
Right. And then the third value for us is passion. And it's not like the love that we have for each other, but we have a tool that we've created called passionality. It is a statement that is like a heart core, and it involves who we are in our being, our desire for others, and the strengths that we have. My passionality is I influence potential through connections. That statement represents me.
For me, I transform life through creativity. So if this week there was some life that needed transforming and I used my creativity to do that, whether for me, for Suzie, for my family, or for those outside my family, then I get a star. But it's not just me, it's us.
So
I need to encourage her
and I need
do
to
her
encourage
right.
him. And so for us, in order to get a star in our 5-star review in the heart area for passion, we have to have provided opportunities or discussed or planned that we need to be living our passions.
And I have to say, for this week, I get no star. I do not feel that I transform life through creativity. It wasn't a very creative week for me. And so I don't get a star this week.
So we don't get a star for that, right? Okay, and so the next area is love. Tell us about love. This is our next value.
Love. A few years ago, I was trying to decide what really was love about. What was the purpose of life and all the rest. And I drew this diagram. It's like an infinity, but with 3 ends. And the center is a heart. But it goes up to love of God. And then love of myself. And then over to love of people. And I think this is so important that we evaluate, did I actually love? It's easy
in
to say,
those 3 directions.
my life is about love. But we should be able to stop and say, let's evaluate it. Did I actually love God this week? How? Did I actually love myself this week? How? Did I actually love others this week? How? And if I can actually show that, it's a star. If I'm actually just playing mind games, no star.
Okay, so love. And then our 5th value is compassion or empathy. And it's a little bit of an extension of number 4, but it's so important for us. Have we stepped into the lives of others around us locally or far away? Have we had compassion? Stepping into that space where we listened well, we tried to understand what they were going through, we tried to sit with them, not fix them, but if we actually had compassion and empathy for people around us. And I think we did really well.
Yeah.
We're in a really great season of having lots of opportunities with the couples in our Seasons of Life program. Every day we reach out to one or multiple ones of them, but also locally in our community. That's really a very big part of our heart and the things that we do with others in this season of our life. So I would say, yes, we get a star
Check.
in that.
Star on my forehead.
Check in the compassion,
Here's
empathy
the thing.
space.
If you want to have a 5-star review, you have to first of all identify what your stars are.
What those
For us,
5 values are.
we have just said these are our 5 values. For you, it can be any values, but they have to connect to your heart, your emotions, the core of who you are.
Yeah.
And you once a week stop and go, did I fulfill that value? Yes or no? And if it's yes, celebrate. If it's no,
Star.
how can I work towards that next week? And again, you don't have to get all 5. You may have 1 this week, and next week you go, let me see if I can get 2.
So this is a really great awareness for us because we say, oh yeah, our heart is really important for us. Well, if it is, what are those 5 values, those 5 stars? And then we have a check-in. And if we don't, as Dan said, if we don't get all 5 stars, then we're aware of it. If we go for a number of weeks and we're not getting a star in that area, we need to just have a conversation about it, have a talk, evaluate what's going on. Is this truly a value of ours? And if it is, why aren't we living it? There might be some reasons for it that are really easily identifiable, but it's a check to say, yes, this is what I value and this is what I live. Because so often we have in our heart or our mind what really is important, but our behaviors and our experience in life does not prove it. And this is a way to check.
So here's my question for you. What are your 5 stars when it comes to your heart or your emotions? What are those values that you are saying, I want to live these values for yourself and for you as a couple? Identify those this week, and then at the end of the week, say, did we reach it? I got 3 stars. Great. Celebrate. You got 1 star? Great. Celebrate.
Woo!
But let's build it. Build it together.
So this is the 5-star couples review that we encourage you to do every week. Last episode was about the spirit. This is the heart. And the next 3 parts of the 5-star couples review are mind, body, and people. And we hope you'll join us for those episodes as well.
May you live fully life as you love your life, your world, and your God. My name is Dan.
And I'm Suzie. Together we are Doozy.
Live fully.
And love fully. Thanks for joining us for
Just
this
live.
episode.
Just live.
Bye.
Just live.